All right, so the next thing I want to go through is what I've done with the air system in here. So you have an idea if something goes wrong, you know, how you can find it. So we start off back here with this compressor. And it's just always on. It's got this fan right here, tries to keep itself cool. Right now, it's got these filters on the outside. And one of the things that needs to be done in the near future is these need to be replaced with filter mufflers. So there's mufflers you can put on normal air things, and they won't fit on these. But there are actually devices you can get that do both filtering and muffling, and that'll make it a lot quieter and much more pleasant to be around here. The other thing is that it's kind of hard to see without being here, but underneath there's this kind of jar thing attached. And essentially what that does is as the compressor is running, as it fills up with water, that little jar will open up and drop water at the bottom. You'll hear a kind of releasing sound every so often. And that allows the tank to stay purged of water, without you actually having to do any work. So essentially the tank is, a drop it and forget it kind of thing, which is kind of cool. It does have, its own like built-in regulator and whatever to decide when it's going to kick on and off. You can turn it off if you need to, and then the only maintenance it really needs is to make sure the oil level is staying nice and high. Right here, that air out of the compressor is going to run down to here, and it runs up into this guy. And what this is doing is it's spinning the air inside, and then it's got a filter in it. So this should be draining oil and water out of the bottom. I have no clue whether it actually works or not. And then we've got a huge desiccant here. You can look at the colors. And look right there. And that'll dry out the air, so it means we have dry air and oil-free air. Comes into this distribution thing. And what this is going to give you is, we've got this knob right here, goes right up there. This knob right here goes right there. And this one right here is going all the way into the back up there. This one is currently unused. Feel free to use it for whatever. We then have lines here and here. One of them is running up and down to the laser cutter where it's got its own regulator. And the other one is running up, coming over here, and it goes up to that manifold up there. And so that manifold then splits air, and it'll eventually allow you to have air for the mister, and it gives the air for the mill, and then it'll also give the air once it's run for the sandblaster over there. That's pretty much all there is. It's a pretty nice air system, I think. Relatively easy to maintain. It's all overdone. So the only real thing you need to do is make sure there's oil in that in the compressor itself, in the motor, and make sure that this thing doesn't ever turn purple or whatever that color is. And that's good. And notice here it's going to be constantly making a sound. It's actually continuous bleed, it says. And so that helps it stay healthy and keep from needing to be replaced. So that's about it on the air system.